Hey everybody, welcome back to Mediocre Whiskey Review. I am Jill and today we're doing a mediocre whiskey review. Alright guys, today we're gonna do another blind, and this one I'm sure makes absolutely no sense at all, but it's what I decided to do. It's my video, I can do what I want, right? So today, and I'll tell you why I picked these two to blind against each other here in a minute, but today our first one is a Barrell Bourbon. This one is, it's a cask strength, 117.32 proof. It is aged 5 years. It is a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys. This is batch 30, bottle 4,892, 97. And it's distilled in Indiana, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Wyoming. So again, it is 117.32 proof. I've obviously had some of this, but it's probably been, I don't know, a good 6 months since I've had any out of this, so don't remember what it tastes like, couldn't tell you. And the other one that we're gonna do with it is a Doc Swinson's Blender's Cut. So I did a little research on this one. I'm not super familiar with either one. This is the only barrel that I own, and this is the only Doc Swinson's that I own. So this one is 115 proof, also aged 5 years. So the proof and the age is the reason I chose these to blind against each other. I thought it'd be, you know, they're similar in proof, they're same age, so why the hell not, right? But anyway, so when I was looking at this one, and I do have to look at my notes, I'm sorry, it's a mixture of 2 different MGP ryes. The first one is 2 different mash bills from MGP. The first one is 36% rye, and the second one is 21% rye. While I was looking this up, I saw, I don't remember what it was on. It was a written review that someone had done on it, and it mentioned the 36 rye, 21 rye, which it says on the label. But it also said that each one is aged for 5 years and then run through the Solera cask system of sherry and cognac casks. I don't know if that's accurate. If it is, cool. If it's not, whatever. So after I, of course, researched it, obviously if this one's going to be a high rye, it's going to be a little different than the barrel. Again, doesn't matter to me because I just think it would be fun to do, and that's why we're going to do it. Okay. So I do have these both labeled on the bottom. I do not know which is which. I used to think that it would be difficult to like do a blind by yourself. It's not. Just get a few years on you and put the labels on and walk away for a minute, and you already forget which one's which, so it doesn't matter. So we'll call this glass A and glass B, and let's get into the nose, okay? I'm getting some fruits in there, almost maybe an apricot or peach possibly. There I got some vanilla. There's a slight like oak to it. You guys, I need to tell you this because it crosses my mind every time I sniff a whiskey. I always feel silly when I'm sniffing a whiskey because, and you know, obviously I watch the videos to edit them, but because my mouth is open and it seems weird, but I had gone to the Woodford Reserve Distillery and we did a tour and we did the tasting afterwards, which by the way is a beautiful facility. And it was a guided tasting, which I had never, I think it was the first one I'd ever been to, because we did that one in Maker's Mark at the same time, the same day. And they were both like a guided tasting or whatever, but one of the people that did one of the tours had said that when you sniff it, you should leave your mouth open, and that way, I don't know, the smell can kind of come into your mouth. I don't remember why he said it, but, and that's how I've done it ever since. So if I smell it with my mouth closed, I get a lot more ethanol. It's night and day difference to me. Maybe nobody else gets that. But that's how I was like told to do it when I first started out, and that's how I keep doing it, and it works for me. Okay. But anyway, like I said, it crosses my mind every time, so I just feel like weird, and I felt like I needed to explain it. Okay, this has a very pleasant nose. It's sweet, it's fruity. The oak that's in there is super light. So let's go on to glass B. So this, the nose on this is a lot darker, maybe is the right word. It's still fruity a little, but they're darker fruits. Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to sit quiet. It's very pleasant. It's darker, so I get like a really dark caramel, almost like a burnt caramel. I can't put my finger on that fruit note, but there's the vanilla. It's like a dark chocolate. Okay. All right. So they both smell so good. There's a spot on my glass. So let's check them out. So definitely getting the fruit that was on the nose, but that oak comes out a lot more in the palate. It's not unpleasant. I'm getting some spice. The finish is almost the finish is like where that spice, it's like it goes down, it says okay, here I go, and then that spice says now I'm back, here I come. Has anybody else ever experienced that, by the way? Is it just me? I don't know. Do I have acid reflux? Maybe. So that was interesting. When that went in, like right at the tip of my tongue, it was pure vanilla. It was warm, it was sweet, and as it goes back, it turns into that oak, and then that spice again. It goes down, and then it reappears. It's like I'm not done. We're not done here yet, okay? It's very pleasant. Now it's not a super long finish. Now I don't think that, again, one is 117, one's 115 proof. This doesn't feel like it's that high of a proof. So whatever that means, I don't know. But we're gonna try glass B and see what we think. I think I'm broken today. It definitely drinks. This one feels like that proof point, like that 115, 117 proof, because I get the heat out of that one, and it's hanging around. There is some spice in it. It's not super overpowering. I'm getting those dark notes, the dark caramel, the dark chocolate. Like that's sitting like at the very back of my tongue. Like I can taste that dark chocolate, dark caramel, which I love. Let's be real. But it's almost got more oak than this one had, which I thought this one was pretty strong in the oak department. The mouthfeel on this one felt a little better. It felt more viscous. It felt more oily. It just felt warmer, and I've talked about it before. It's like that hug when you put that in your mouth, and you get just this, it envelops you into this warmness and this warmth. And warmness, is that a thing? I don't think so. So I almost swallowed that like down the whole wrong pipe. It's definitely a much warmer, much more, there's a lot more in it, and I'm really disappointed in myself that I'm not pulling more out, because it feels more complex. It feels better than the other one. Now this is probably my fault, because this is the first sip of anything that I've had today. I've been at work all day and I've been tired. So I'm sure that has something to do with this, but I'm gonna taste them again and see which one I like the best. All right, so one more sip. We're gonna start with this one first. I did take a little sip of water so that I can, kind of recalibrate my palate here. Again, that mouthfeel is warm, vanilla, caramel, chocolate. There's that oak, which again, like I said, is a little bit stronger than this one, but it works really well with the other flavors. And that it's just that warm, like oily feeling that I really think is so pleasant. So let's try this guy again. Getting like a cherry. I still get the vanilla and whatnot, but that cherry and that oak, and the oak is, it's not a pleasant, it's not unpleasant. I don't typically like like the really oaky note in the bourbons, but it's not off-putting. I just think it's not for me. It's just not for me. If I had this one by itself, it would probably be fine. Comparatively, I think this one tastes better. I like the mouthfeel better. I like the flavors better. This one, again, like I said, it drinks at the higher proof, but it doesn't burn, right? This one doesn't feel like the high proof, but that spice that comes back is slightly off-putting. So obviously I'm going to say that this one is the one that I prefer. I am going to take one more taste before we pull the stickers and see what's what. You know, it's just, it's a little odd. Like there's a note at the end, almost maybe like a black pepper. Yeah, it's just not up my alley, I guess. So one more time on this. Much better mouthfeel. Those flavors, they go together so well. The dark chocolate and caramel, that's what I'm getting from it. So, you know, I don't know what anybody else is getting from it, because like this is my mouth and this is my face, and maybe you don't get that, and that's okay. That's okay. So let's see what this one is. This is the one that I did not much care for. I can't say it. This one is the Barrell. So that was the Barrell Bourbon, 117.32 proof. This one was the Doc Swinson. So obviously, I really thought that the other one would have been the Doc because of the spice, that spice that came back. I assumed that that was the rye. Apparently, I'm not good at guessing bourbons, and that's okay, because that's not what I'm here to do, and it's not my job to do that, so it's whatever. But, so, Doc Swinson's Blender's Cut, I like it. I picked this bottle up. I picked it up either earlier this year or late last year, and I was told that another very famous whiskey tuber really enjoyed this one, and I have not watched his review on it. So I'll probably have to go do that now that I've, you know, done my own. But so I'm going to check out what he had to say about it and the notes that he pulled, and see if I was even close, because he's like there's whiskey levels, right? And like he's way up here, and I'm like way just super down here. So, but I value his opinion. I think he's really good at what he does, and so I want to see what he says about it. So I'm gonna go check that out, and I'm gonna end this. So you guys have a great night, and cheers.